Hi everyone, welcome back to SteamFlow. Today we're checking out a game called Godbreakers on the Steam Deck. This is a brand new third-person action roguelite launching on October 23rd. There is a demo available right now, so you can try it out for yourself. And there's going to be even more content to try out during Steam Next Fest that's launching next week, October 13th. But without further ado, let's jump into this one. So what exactly is Godbreakers? Think of it like Hades, but in third person. Each run you pick up an archetype, like a warrior or striker, and you can jump into shifting biomes full of enemies, modifiers, and upgrades. Combat is snappy with light and heavy attacks and pretty punishing. There's also finishers, archetype-specific combos that really change how you approach fights. There's bosses, it's fast-paced, but it's also very methodical. You have to constantly dodge, position yourself, and chain abilities together. And it feels really great on a controller, especially on the Steam Deck. Runs can vary depending on different modifiers. You can have a run where you kill enemies with only one attack, but you're also one attack away from death. So you can have vastly different experience if you decide to make it like that. Now I decided to check out the demo for this game, and I'm really excited for the full game because the devs have shared a ton of info on Reddit and other platforms. They're answering questions, discussing features, and even explaining how they optimized Godbreakers specifically with the Steam Deck in mind. They actually have a Steam Deck there, and they're proud to get a Steam Deck verified, and honestly it shows. The game runs absolutely fantastic. And with that, let's jump into performance. Out of the box, the game's auto preset will set everything to medium with global illumination on high, and it runs at a rock solid 60 FPS. No stutters, no frame pacing issues, just smooth gameplay. It's one of the most stable defaults I've seen on the Steam Deck. It seems that this preset that they're giving you has been really optimized for the Steam Deck. And now you can set the settings a little bit higher and still keep 60 FPS, but during some fights and on some levels you may experience some droppage to 55 FPS. So if you just stick with their preset, you're gonna have the best time. Side note here, I did have an issue. I'm not sure if it's caused by the game or my Steam Deck. Sometimes the game would run at 90 FPS and other times it would only run at 60 FPS. This may be an issue on my end. However, a couple of times I was able to launch it at 90 FPS, and on the lowest settings it will run at 90 FPS without any issues. However, sometimes it would just stay stuck at 60 FPS. I'm not sure what I was doing wrong. There are options for limiting the FPS in the menus, but for some reason these didn't have any effect on my Steam Deck. I hope that's just an issue with the demo, or maybe it's just an issue with me. Hopefully that gets fixed. Now I also tried Lossless Scaling Frame Gen, and you can run the game at high settings with locked 90 FPS if you enable 2x frame generation. Gameplay stays buttery smooth with zero stutters or drops. However, the menus do show some heavy artifacting, especially when you're changing settings or between runs when you're selecting different archetypes or different modifiers. But once you're in the actual gameplay, it's flawless and you're not going to have any issues. This is one of the best cases for frame generation because the game already runs so well, and with frame generation, it just makes it buttery smooth at 90 FPS. It's fantastic. Battery life on the OLED sits around 2 hours and 30 minutes at 60 FPS and about 2 hours at 90 FPS, and that's gonna be 1 hour and 30 minutes on the LCD. I think that's not bad at all considering how the game looks even on high settings. Now onto controls and accessibility. Controls wise, Godbreaker nails it. It has full controller support and complete button remapping. You can customize every single key. You can change things like vibration, camera sensitivity, and even adjust dead zones on both left and right analog stick. In terms of accessibility, the game also has 3 different colorblind filters, as well as you can adjust the colorblind strength. So all of this is really welcome, and I love when developers do this. I have one gripe with the gameplay specifically, and that would be the lack of a target lock system. So usually in this type of games, pressing the right stick down will give you a target lock, but in this game it actually recenters the camera, which helps, but it's not the same as locking onto an enemy. And I'm not sure if that is a big change gameplay wise, but if it can be implemented, I'd love to see it. Other than that, I think the game is absolutely fantastic. Visually, the game pops on the OLED display. The lighting and effects and the overall art style looks incredible, especially with global illumination set on high. The art direction just leans into colorful and stylish, kind of like Hades, but with a third-person camera. More detailed environments, but still very stylized. So in conclusion, I think Godbreakers is a fantastic pick for Steam Deck. At least the demo runs amazing. You can try it out right now, and I do hope that the full game will run just as well. It has already been Steam Deck verified. It runs a stable 60 FPS by default. The devs clearly made optimization a top priority, and it pays off. Everything feels built for handheld play, so I'm recommending it wholeheartedly. Check out the demo right now. I'll have a link for it in the description, and if you guys enjoyed this video, consider leaving a like to support the channel, subscribe for more Steam Deck content, and don't forget to check out my Steam group and follow my Steam curator page where I share recommendations for all the games I test on the Steam Deck. Links will be in the description. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.